I'm Nayco, and today I'm gonna review the first Guardians of the Galaxy because I just saw the second one and I really wanted to tell my opinion on the first one. I know everything has been said about this movie, it's really popular, it's one of the most popular Marvel films, so there's really nothing new that I can say, but I just thought I'd give my opinion on this one before I give my opinion on the second one, which will come in a few days, maybe. So, The Guardians of the Galaxy is directed by James Gunn, and it tells a story of a group of very different personalities, like a talking raccoon, a tree, and you've seen the movie probably. So, it tells a story about those very different personalities that come together and they basically have to get this orb that's somewhere out there, and they have to be the first ones to get it. So, that's basically the movie. So, as I said, this is one of Marvel's most popular movies, and there's really nothing new I can say. So let me just start off by saying that the casting of this movie is perfect. Like Chris Pratt, Zoe Saldana, Bradley Cooper as the Rocket Raccoon, Vin Diesel as the voice of Groot, and then Dave Bautista and Michael Rooker, Lee Pace, John C. Reilly. There's so many names to be said that I'm not gonna bother you with naming all of them, but they were all great. Now the movie starts off with this flashback scene of Chris Pratt's character Star-Lord, or Peter Quill, and his childhood, him seeing his mother, and right off the start it's a really emotional scene. It really sets up the character and the motivation, and it's just a heartbreaking great scene. And right after that heartbreaking first scene there's this title scene, and it's just him as an adult just dancing, and it's really great. It's such a weird idea, but it really works. It really sets up the tone of the movie. It really sets up his character, what he's like now as an adult, and it's just so very different than any other Marvel movie you've seen. So it's a great, weird, odd, great beginning. So the title sequence has this 70s music playing, and the music in this movie is really, it's a big part of this movie, and they use it to their advantage, and it makes sense in the context of the movie, so it's not a gimmick. And every song that you hear, it has a purpose. It's not just because it's a good song, it's because it has a purpose in the story. There are a few scenes that always gives me goosebumps, like just the music alone, and of course the visual imagery, but the music is great in this movie, and I'm really happy with what Tyler Bates did. So, as I said in the beginning, James Gunn directed this movie, and he was just the perfect choice to make this really weird, offbeat, Marvel huge movie. And he's just an indie director, so it's a really weird match, but it works well. So he was the perfect choice as the director and the writer. He managed to balance all the characters really well, which is really difficult to do because there are so many characters to take care of, but he really nailed it. And the movie is very fast paced. It's a great comedy, it's a great action movie, and it's very energetic, and that's what I really liked about his directing. Just the snappy comedy, the very quick pacing, it's just very enjoyable, and it's a really rewatchable movie. But there are some negatives also, like for instance the writing of the villain Ronan. He was just not that interesting. All the other characters, the Guardians of the Galaxy, they're really interesting characters, but the villain itself, Ronan, he wasn't that interesting. He was kind of boring. He was just a basic bad guy, and he really, there was nothing unique about him. So it was disappointing. But he did great. The actor Lee Pace, he did a great job with what he was given, but the character itself, he could have been written better. And also, some of the camera work, the whole movie is visually great. It's a well shot movie, but in some of the action scenes, it's a bit messy. It can get a bit messy sometimes. And also, there were a few moments of really clunky expositional dialogue which really took me out of the movie, and also some predictable moments and jokes. But overall, Guardians of the Galaxy is a really fun, enjoyable, and energetic movie, but it does have some problems, but it's still a movie that you can pop in anytime. So I'm gonna give it an 8.5 out of 10. So that was my opinion on the first one. I'm gonna do my review on the second one in a few days maybe. So I hope you enjoyed this review and thanks for watching.